What's up, my Today I'm going to talk to you guys about meal box services. And yes, we have a whiteboard now. Meal box services. What are they? They are like your U-Foods. They are your My Muscle Chef, etc. Why do I like them? I'm on the fence about them, really. Every time I've used them, I've ended up eating more of the food. And that's probably speaks to like lack of self-control, which is totally fine. However, that's just kind of how I felt like it's gone for me. Haven't really had the best levels of self-control when it comes to those meals because they just taste really good and they're in the fridge ready to go. However, my boring or not as exciting steak and avocado kind of sticks in the fridge a bit longer. I wanted to talk about the benefits and the drawbacks of these, so we'll go from there. Benefits. 1, convenience, obviously. They're really, really convenient. Delivered to your door, vac packed so they don't go off, pre-cooked. Like it's the ultimate in convenience. So in that way, if you're that busy, you can see why the meal box service would be a really good idea for you. Macros. So in terms of like macronutrients, they're gonna have really high protein, moderate carb choices. Some have higher in fat choices, but that's like, it is what it is. Every meal is gonna have a different makeup. So macros are gonna be a big one. And I suppose shelf life. Shelf life for these guys are a lot longer. So you get about 4 to 8 days worth of shelf life from a meal box service. So, and we're gonna go last one, taste. 10 times out of 10, these meals are probably better than you could even cook yourself. And in terms of energy expenditure, like if you wanted a burrito bowl, you'd have to look up everything that's in a burrito bowl and cook all those things separately: beans, cheese, rice, steak or chicken, and it can be quite time consuming. So as you can imagine, it's a massive benefit, and they've been cooking it for ages. So they've got the taste and replicatability on point. Last one, probably it's standardized. Those would be the benefits for me that I can see. Drawbacks. Boring. Most people that come to me and they're like, hey, I've done feed your mom, feed your dad, dad's meals, fitness meals for your mom and dad, fitness meals for you. I've done every single meal prescription service, and all they come back and tell me is that they're bored. Bored. How do we circumvent that? Well, what I would recommend is having just like one meal a day. So 7 meals per week that are pre-done at your most challenging times when you know you're gonna your diet. When you know you go really poorly, that is when you're gonna have one of your meals. The rest of the time, you do not touch them. Okay, they're for meal prep. Because this boring is the fact that you've got 3 meals, exactly the same, microwaved, you eat out of plastic, and it just feels very sterile. So it's not necessarily the food, because in these meals, they've got like 40 meals that you can pick from. So it's not very boring. It's just not structured the way you like. So it feels boring, it feels monotonous. Price. It's about 3 to 4 times your regular meals. For obvious reasons, if you're good in the kitchen or you don't mind a bit of meal prep, I'd recommend obviously cooking your meals to save on that cost, because that's just like paying $13 a meal for something that you could make for 3. And like it does, I get it in like weeks where you might be busy with work, but outside of that, don't your time. I think the macros could be a bit better. So, yes, I know I said that was one of the benefits because they're going to be high in protein, but I'm just talking generally speaking. Overall, people aren't very good with macros. So myself, I know I would make really high protein food. So the benefits on that wouldn't be macros. Okay, I'd make food with better macros than they do. However, for the general population, they would make better. The meal subscription service, the meal box service would make better macros than they would. However, optimal macros, like for me, is like 40 carb, 40 pro, 20 fat. But these guys sometimes operate in the, I think 30 40, 30. And if the fat's really high, then you get decreased volume of food. So that increases your hunger. These are just some of the things that I recommend, some of the drawbacks of your meal box services. But for the most part, I think they're a pretty decent idea, but I just go with like 7 per week versus like 21 meals a week. When I've done 21 meals a week, I feel like a bit of a child. I don't really enjoy it. Versus when I do like 1 a day, it feels a bit easier and I've got to cook other stuff in conjunction with it. Now, what I would recommend is you set up a subscription. Set up a subscription so you don't have to think about it. So you don't have to go to Woolworths or like Coles and do this, because it's a bit of a pain in the ass step to remember both. Like then you got to go double shopping. So even if you can order your Woolworths online for both, that would be a really strong idea. Okay, so I think over all of these, yes, meal box services are great, but like save your cash unless it's in a really hard week, and go for a subscription. If you do opt with them, go for 1 a day, 7 a week, and order the rest of your food online. So order your subscription online, have that dropped off every week, and then order your regular food online, steak, that sort of shit. So it comes and you don't have to leave the house, because for the most part, like these subscription services are great because you don't have to go to the shopping center as well. You can just pay for all your meals at once without having to leave the house. If you do this, I think you'll be in a really good spot where you'll save time, save money, have some variety and cost cut. Hope this video helps. Thanks for watching The High Performance Man. Speak to you guys in the next one. Peace. Team, if you like that video, be sure to click here for your next video or here for something that you may like, all that sort of stuff. And make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell to make sure you get all our videos. We make at least one video daily on a different topic. See you on the next one.